Thank you, Ms. Lowe. Mr. Bargh, and I don't think we have a copy of your testimony.
No.
Do you want to use this one?
It might be on.
Hello? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, I didn't type anything. I
Okay.
just came to tell my story. So, Mr. Mendelson, I'm glad to hear that you check before you open doors when you're parked, because I wasn't so lucky. I was riding my bike home from George Washington University, where I'm a grad student, and on December 3rd, a guy in the back of a taxi opened his door while he was stopped in traffic right in front of me, and I ran straight into it, flew off my bike, and got a concussion. I don't actually remember the accident, just that's what seems to have happened anyway. Someone called an ambulance for me, and by the time they came, though, I was luckily okay. I was sitting up, nothing was broken, so I didn't ride with them. But along with the ambulance came a police officer who wrote me a $100 ticket for improper passing. He explained to me that since there wasn't a bike lane, I shouldn't have been passing in the same lane as the car was. Not allowed to ride in the same lane as the car. In fact, the opposite of what the officer told me is true. There's a law in the city that says, in fact, that, well, I'll read it for you verbatim. A person operating a bike may overtake and pass other vehicles on the left or right side, staying in the same lane as the overtaken vehicle. That's Part B. Part C specifically talks about stopped vehicles in case there was any ambiguity. As you said earlier, there's a law that says you gotta check. You can only open your door if it's safe to do so. But the officer made no mention of that law to the taxicab rider. He did write him a ticket for failing to tell the driver to pull all the way to the curb, which I thought was kind of funny, because don't you think the driver should know that he's supposed to pull to the curb more so than the rider? And there's another law the cop was unaware of. It says that any bicycle infraction that isn't specifically covered by the list of bicycle infractions that they provide is $25. He wrote me a $100 ticket. So there's 3 relevant laws that the officer was just totally unaware of when he came to enforce the law. And it's really difficult also to challenge these citations, but I guess that's another story. I did manage to schedule a hearing after quite a bit of effort. So I guess I would just advocate that maybe a dedicated unit would let officers know about the relevant laws and enforce them properly, or something to get police officers to know the laws and not treat a bicyclist like a car. Of course, a car isn't allowed to pass another car in the same lane, but bicyclists can. It makes perfect sense. We're not cars. Thank you.